You're listening to a special interview segment for the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Okay, folks, joining us on the show this week, a former WWE Diva, the current First Lady of Ring of Honor, the beautiful Maria Kanellis. Maria, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, we certainly do appreciate you. We're having you on today because Ring of Honor recently announced the partnership with the No Hate campaign. For all of information on that, you can go to No Hate, that's NOH8 campaign.com. Can you give us a little detail as to what the campaign's all about for those who might not have heard?
It's about marriage equality. It's about not bullying other people. It's about not having hatred towards someone just because you don't understand or agree with what they believe in. I've done the campaign twice before, once on my own and then once with my fiance, Mike Bennett. And now this will be the third time doing it. But this time, it's a much bigger experience because a lot of the Ring of Honor talent are going to be taking part in the campaign. And we're also doing an open call. So if anybody is in Philadelphia and wants to come and do the photo shoot for the No Hate campaign, we will be doing the shoot from 3 until 6 o'clock, and that will be at the Armory before the Ring of Honor show that night. And the Ring of Honor show that night is incredible. But even if you aren't a Ring of Honor fan, or if you're not necessarily, going to be there for that night to be able to come to the show, you should definitely come out and do the No Hate campaign. It's a great cause.
Absolutely.
And it's a really great experience.
Definitely. It's going to be all kinds of fun. The Ring of Honor always puts on a great show. But going into your career, you actually got your start in wrestling by being a contestant in the WWE Diva Search. Can you take us through your thoughts of when you first got the call that you had been chosen for that?
Oh, my goodness. I remember just being so extremely excited. I always have a sense about where my career is going to go, and even then I thought I was going to get a phone call. So I was kind of prepared, but nothing prepares you for the first time going backstage. And I was a huge fan of wrestling, so every guy that I saw backstage, I knew who they were. I was a fan of them. So it was a tremendous experience for me. I'm really grateful that I got that experience, and it just led to more and more exciting things.
And it's got to be kind of weird thinking back that it's almost been 10 years now since that moment.
It has, but to me, it's a big blur. For me, it doesn't feel like 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I love that I'm still a part of wrestling. I love being in Ring of Honor. So I think I finally found my home in wrestling.
Very cool. And you did mention, leading to other numerous opportunities for you, being, the cover of Playboy, being on The Apprentice, as well as appearing on, as guest host on many other shows. What do you think that you'd be doing now if you had not received that call?
Oh, I'd be somewhere in entertainment. I always was going to be an entertainer. I knew from when I was very young that I wanted to be an entertainer. So that dream would have stuck with me no matter where it ended up going. I had already done Outback Jack, which was another reality show before WWE. I had been a Hawaiian Tropic model for several years. So I just knew that I wanted to be an entertainer.
Mm-hmm. And, during your time with WWE, they had you sort of play a, quote, dumb blonde character, despite you're a very intelligent woman. You're actually in school right now. Did you ever have, sort of any negative feelings to being put in that position, or were you just, having fun and making the most of it?
Every now and again, I think so, but I'm thankful for it because I love the motivation of trying something and making it really great and believable. And playing dumb can get very annoying if it's not done right. An actress can look very irritating on camera if she plays it wrong. So for me, it was just that motivation and that challenge of making sure that I was playing it just right. So I'm so thankful for that experience because now it gives me an inspiration to go completely on the other end of the spectrum.
As WrestleMania grew closer, there were talks of you possibly returning, but those plans got canceled. Can you take us through that, and would you be open for a return?
Well, at WrestleMania time, before WrestleMania time, I got contacted by WWE. They wanted to bring me back. We had agreed on all the details, and a month later I get a phone call saying they weren't moving forward with the storyline. I thought it was a bit fishy, so I called a few friends. I have a few people that are backstage that tell me what's going on, and I found out it was the Bella Twins. And, they not only took away my job, but 2 other girls' jobs as well. And, it's just sad, and I pity them. I pity their ignorance, and I pity their insecurity, and they'll get theirs. I mean, that's life, and I would have worked with them, and I don't like them. I think that I don't really get, where they're coming from on a lot of things, but I would have worked with them because I'm a professional, and the fact that they can't do that, it really does make me feel sorry for them.
Yeah, and you hear the phrase, backstage politics thrown around a lot of, some people like to ignore it, other people say, yeah, it's there. Did you ever encounter any of that?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, it's always there. It's there in any job. It doesn't matter if you're a wrestler or if you work at Jimmy John's. I mean, there's politics no matter what career you choose. So, yeah, I encountered it. I mean, this was the worst of it. But that happens, and I'm thankful for it now. I mean, I love what I'm doing now. I love that I have the opportunity to work with my fiance. I'm going back to school. And, my goals are to become a producer and a director. So, even though that sucks what happened this year, you got to make the most of it. Things happen, and it really is up to you to decide what happens next.
Absolutely. And you did mention your fiance, Mike Bennett. Obviously in the wrestling world, that, a relationship can be a very strenuous thing due to travel issues. But, how does it feel knowing that, y'all can travel together, y'all can go around? How does it feel to sort of have that out of the way?
Well, he's my best friend. So I don't necessarily feel like we have the typical relationship where, you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, or, I really feel like he's my best friend. So we have a lot of fun on the road. We like to eat the same things, drink the same things. We love to go to the gym together. So we really do have the best relationship.
That's very good. It's always nice whenever you can, be yourself around the person. Do you have like any interesting road stories between you two?
Oh gosh, interesting road stories. Well, we recently moved all of my stuff from Los Angeles to Chicago.
Oh, man.
And my dad has a very large truck and a very large trailer. Well, on the way back, we broke down twice.
Oh.
And so, of course, Mike, needing his workout in, starts working out on the side of the road. Now, let me just say, we were in Utah, and it was probably 110 degrees out. So that was probably the most extreme. And we were doing good on time, too, which makes it ridiculous.
That's never fun, being on the side of the highway, especially in a different state. But going back into some of the stuff that you do, you are a spokesperson for Pay the Fan, an online fantasy football website. Do you follow fantasy football? Do you have a top quarterback? Do you follow any sports like that?
You can compete against me on Pay the Fan. So you can check out all of that on paythefan.com.
Very cool. We do have a question that we like to ask the majority of our guests on the show. It's the connection of comic books to wrestling. There seems to be just some connection there with a good majority of them. Did you ever get into comics? Do you still follow comics, if so? I
love graphic art. I've never been one to really read comic books, but I love the graphic artists. And I've gone to so many Comic-Cons, and I've met a lot of the artists, and I think that it's such a cool thing. I've always loved comic books. I think wrestlers feel like we're superheroes in some way. So we definitely have that connection.
Absolutely. Especially in the eyes of a younger fan, the wrestlers being larger than life. With your time in WWE, with the Divas division being so large, and TNA having their women's division being considered one of the best at the time, What are your thoughts on the women's division thinning out like it has with the likes of Mickie James and Victoria leaving?
Oh, it's always a strange transition when anybody goes from, leaves a company or when there's a movement happening. And I'm excited for the girls. I think that they're going to have great opportunities moving forward. They've got a lot of great girls that are working there, that are working their tails off to make the division better and better. So I'm excited for them. I know that a lot of people are, they say that the division is no good or whatever. To me, I think that there's a lot of good women that are working there right now. I think that AJ's doing an incredible job. Caitlin's awesome. I've always been a fan of Layla and Natalia. And so I feel like the division is going to go in a very positive way. But, at the same time, everybody's going to say what they're going to say. And, I think that it's what they make of it right now.
And, going back a little bit into your personal life, they say after marriage comes the baby carriage. Are there any plans for you to slow down or settle down anytime soon after the vows are said? We'll
get married and then we'll take it from there. I'm not ready to settle. I'm still going to school. I'm going to probably be in school for the next 2 to 3 years. I'm not ready to be sitting at home. But even if I do have kids, I do not think that there will ever come a time where I'll just be doing nothing. I can't imagine myself ever being that way. I'm not going to be slowing down, I don't think, after kids. But who knows? I mean, I've never done it, so only time will tell.
Absolutely. What are you going to school for?
I'm going to film school. Right now I'm just getting my gen eds out of the way, and then I'll be going off to film school.
All right. Sounds good. Do you have any upcoming events or appearances?
This weekend, we're doing the 2 Ring of Honor shows. We've got the pay-per-view, the taping on Friday, and then we have the TV taping on Saturday, and those will be in Philadelphia at the Armory. And then next weekend, we have another Ring of Honor show. But you can always check me out and see what I'm doing on my Twitter page. That's Maria L. Kanellis. You can also check out my website, which is mariakanellis.com. And my Facebook is official Maria Kanellis. And if you want to compete against me in fantasy football, go to paythefan.com.
Very cool. If you could sum up your career in 3 words or less, what would they be?
3 words. Passion is my motivation. There's 4. So wherever passion takes me, that's where my career goes.
I'll take it. Again, for more information, go to maria-kanellis.org. Facebook.com/official Maria Kanellis, at Maria L. Kanellis on Twitter. You can go to ringofhonorwrestling.com and nohatecampaign.com. Maria, it has certainly been a pleasure to have you on. We do appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you so much. You have a great evening.
Thank you.